What's up, everybody? Josh Armijo here. I hope everybody's doing good and well and stuff. I got an Arsenal inventory update to do for you guys, CDs this time, and I have a label showcase to do for you guys here. I got a nice little stack of 2016 brutal death metal to be talking to you about here, and as would be the case for any album or band I talk about here, brutal death metal is a death metal subgenre that I really get great enjoyment out of listening to and talking about. I've covered lots of great bands, great labels throughout the years here on this channel, but there is one label that is going today that has consistently grown and got stronger and better with time, and the label I'm going to be talking to you about is New Standard Elite. It was formed a couple of years ago by the drummer of the band Inherent Disease, Daniel Osborne. Things started off very small and light with a bunch of really solid EP and full-length releases. Bands that come to mind would be stuff like Lumpur, Iniquitous Deeds, Ossification, Secreted Entity, just some really solid bands from all across the country. But as time went on and time went by, this label, I feel, began to get a bigger profile by getting in contact with some really awesome bands from around the world and around the country. Bands like Gorgasm, Cerebral Effusion, Disentomb, really just a high bar set for a label like this. Very good attention to detail, awesome customer service, and I'm going to be talking to you about the roster of 2016 releases that has come out from this label so far. All international bands, all of which deserve your time and attention, and I'm going to go by how I feel about each release in two different sections. The albums that I liked and the albums that I loved. I'm going to start off with the albums I liked first, and we're going to start off in the faraway lands of Indonesia with this first record, and this is probably the most seasoned band of the bunch here. This is Injury Deepen with Anthropophagus Realm. This is their second full-length album. They've been around for quite a good while. They came out with an album in 2012 called Entrails of Infected Corpse. And the thing with Injury Deepen is this is a band that has a very all-natural, primitive sort of approach to their sound. Very well-established band, and it shows with this type of music that they play. On Anthropophagus Realm, they really seem to fine-tune their craft and sound way better than they ever have before. I mean, it's pretty much what you would expect from a traditional Indonesian sort of style of brutal death metal. Very raw, very to the point, very good and well established. I really love the vocal style that this guy does. Really great riff work to be heard on here too. The drumming on here is very consistent. Love the snare, love the fills, love the blasts. It's just a really solid selection of musicianship, music ideas to be done on here. But as far as some of the songs are concerned, if I had to think of any real genuine highlights from this record, Carved in Bone is such a killer song. Ripping the Viscera and Intimate Dissection Ritual, those are some really great songs to be heard on here. But this is straight to the point Indonesian brutal death metal. This is one of the very few bands I feel that represents that country justice, and with an album like Anthropophagus Realm, Injury Deepen really show why they've been around for as long as they have. This is a really solid release, so check out Injury Deepen with Anthropophagus Realm. Really solid stuff. Next up, we head to the land down under. It's funny that I say that because I did a video about Australian metal last week, and this week I'm going to talk to you about another really interesting Australian metal outfit. This is Involuntary Convulsion with Tempus Edat Rerums. This is their debut EP. These guys have been around for quite a good little while, but this is the very first release that they put out. And this is probably the most different sort of thing I've heard NSE put out. I mean, this pretty much feels like your typical sort of brutal death metal record, but the technical accents that this EP brings makes things sound all the more special. They brought in a drummer who I believe currently plays in Malignancy right now, and he also played in Piron. His drum performance on here is sensational, and it really is the highlight to me of this entire release. But it goes without saying, this album has a plethora of amazing guitar and bass work to be done on here. Very crystal clear, very technical. I like that this has a very nice production value for it. It's not glossy or over-the-top clean sounding. it suits this band's purpose just right. And for the 5 songs that are on this 18-minute long EP, it really does give you an idea of what kind of potential a band like Involuntary Convulsion has. And I'm really looking forward to hearing more from this project in the future. Ira Humanum Est, Civis Param Para Bellum. Yeah. Interesting song titles. Kind of hard to say, but some really awesome technical brutal death metal here. So check out Involuntary Convulsion with Tempus Edats reruns. Really awesome stuff. And next up we get to one of the more recent 2016 releases from New Standard Elite, and we're going to head all the way to Thailand for this one. This is quite a nasty one. This is Ecchymosis with Aberrant Amusement and Cadaveric Vomit Play. Yeah. Amazing. This is also their debut album. They put out a couple of demos prior to the release of this EP. I mean, this full length, excuse me. But hearing a band like this come full circle with their style of brutal death metal really sounds fantastic. I mean, this definitely feels dingy, dirty, and discomforting. That's what I love about this Ecchymosis release, and the fact that it runs for the short amount of time that it does. I should also go ahead and say that it's pretty much standard the norm for some of these New Standard Elite releases to have really short album lengths, ranging from around maybe 23 to 26 minutes in length. I mean, that's the standard for a brutal death metal release. It's pretty short, sweet to the point, all filler, no killer. That's what's being done here for this type of stuff. But as far as going back to Ecchymosis' debut full length, really killer stuff. I love the carnivorous sort of evil going on with a release like this. I love the guttural vocal stylings being done on here. Really amazing riff work. Awesome drum work. I just love the riffs on this album. There are so many killer riffs for days. I mean, you hear it on songs like Intrauterine Feasting Ecstasy, Putrefied Mass Sodomy Wound Flux. Really entertaining song titles, I should also point out too. Really amazing album all the way through and through. It has a great crisp pace. I love the vocal work. Once again, like I mentioned, I think this album is chock full of killer riffs. Very slammy, nasty, ugly sort of riffs being done on here for this release. And I think this is overall an amazing full-length album. And I think the artwork for this release is pretty damn killer too. So yeah, once again, this is Ecchymosis with Aberrant Amusement and Cadaveric Vomit Play. Very awesome and impressive debut full-length from this band. Now we're going to get into the albums from NSC that have come out this year that I have loved. And this first one is also another recent release that came out from New Standard Elite this year. And I came into this with no expectations because I didn't know how to feel about it or what to think of it. But once I gave this multiple listens, I learned to fall in love with this thing. And this is an absolute maniacal headbanger. This is Dissevered with Agonized Walls of Disseverment. This is also another debut full-length from 2016 for New Standard Elite. These guys are based out of Laos, which is right around the areas of Southeast Asia. So this is part of the Asian brutal death metal world, and this band is kind of akin to Ecchymosis in a way, in a sense that this is a band that has very raw, primal, and feral sorts of approaches to brutal death metal. In their riff work, in their drum sound, the heavy snare sound, the drumming, the riffs, the vocals. This is a really total package release. And I should also mention this is the shortest thing to come out of NSC, I think, this year, besides the EP. It's only a 23-minute long album, but I say listen to every single minute of this and cherish any amount of time you get to spend with a release like this, because this really surprised me. This is a way better album than I thought it was going to be, and I really think it's just nasty all the way through and through. I mean, the title track, Slurping Rotting Anus, Impaled From Within, Pernicious Poison Penetration. Oh man, just some seriously sick stuff going on here. I love this vocalist style and delivery with the music. It accompanies the feralness of this band and this overall sound and style for this project. I really think this is an impressive debut, and it's also nice to see this band come full circle from how they got started and what they sound like now. So seriously impressive debut, probably one of the better brutal death metal albums to come out in 2016. So once again, this is Dissevered with Agonized Walls of Disseverement. I love this album cover a lot. Pretty much a collage of bodies all together getting impaled and gutted and impaled and all that. It's fucking amazing. Love this album to death. Next up, we head out to Spain for another really impressive brutal death metal debut, and it's another interesting case of coming full circle from what this band once sounded like. This is Virulency with the Anthropodermic Manuscript of Retribution. This is their debut full-length album. Interesting story as to how I found out about this band. I was looking at the Bandcamp page for Gruesome Graphics, which is of course a really awesome artist illustrator who happens to do some musical venturings on the side. And one of the things that I first seen on the Bandcamp page was a demo for a band called Virulency. And I don't remember what demo it was specifically. I don't know if it came out last year or a couple of years ago, but it really sounded sick. And of course, Spain is a really awesome country when it comes to brutal death metal. Projects like Carnivorous Veracity, Cerebral Effusion, Wormed, and you can add a band like Virulency to that long, ever-growing list of music to come out of that country. It's really, really impressive. And listening to this debut album, I like the fact that this album seems to take itself seriously. I like the fact that they have a style, an approach, and a concept, and they go for it. And they go for it in full force with this album. I love this vocalist style. I hear a lot of really low, ugly guttural vocals being heard with this release. I almost hear a sense of a Predator sound in certain instances when it comes to this vocalist delivery. Very high-end gutturals, the Predator style growling. I really dig that a lot. But as far as the music goes, I definitely think it backs up the overall style and the delivery of what Virulency bring. The first two tracks of this album, the Myriapod Constructology, the Inception, Absolute Zenith, Concupiscence, Succubus, Disturbance, to even the track Mephistophelian Aesthetic Eroticism, which I believe features the former vocalist of Putridity and current vocalist of Devangelic doing some guest spots on that song. It really sounded fantastic. But as far as this actual band is concerned, I really think this is an amazing debut full-length album to be listening to. I'm really impressed with this thing, and I'm hopeful for better things to come from a project like this. And once again, this is another band with a really killer album cover. I believe Daymorph did the album cover art for this. Another nice little collage of beautiful artwork going on here. So yeah, this is the Anthropodermic Manuscript of Retribution by Virulency. These guys are from Spain. These guys are on NSE, and they are amazing. And I gotta save the best for last here. This is my favorite thing to come out of New Standard Elite so far this year, and this band is just absolutely monstrous. They recently did a US tour with the band's another NSE band, Embodied Torment and Face of Oblivion. Really incredible stuff, and I'm really happy this band is getting some well-deserved notoriety. This is Omnipotent Hysteria with Abattoir of Slain Deities. Yeah, these guys are based out of England and the UK, and these guys had a really awesome way to get things started with a couple of differing EPs. An EP in 2013 called Forged in the Embers of Monolithic Devastation, and then a re-recorded version a couple of years later, showing how much this band has evolved in their sound. And if there's only one word I can describe for a band like Omnipotent Hysteria, it's muscular. This is a very muscular sounding band in their production values, in their songwriting, in their riffs, in their vocals. I really, really am impressed with this release a lot, and I really enjoy what they did here with a release like this. I mean, you hear it on the opening track, Cocooned Abomination, seriously killer riff and vocal work being done on those songs. And then you have songs like Arcane Rites, Prophetic Tomes, Ubiquitous Subversion. Seriously amazing stuff. I love this vocalist a lot. He definitely seems to have a very intimidating sort of stage presence. His vocal delivery is very much on point here. The guitar playing and drum work and bass work are all terrific here. Very, very well established sounding. Very, very awesome. And I would say this is another release, like the Virulency album, that seems to take itself on the serious side of things when it comes to the overall structuring and the songwriting. I really think this is an amazing album to listen to, and I really do feel that this is one of the better brutal death metal albums to come out in 2016. And like I said, this is my favorite thing that NSC has put out so far this year, so who knows what the future will hold for a band like this, but I think it's only going to be brighter. So this is Omnipotent Hysteria with Abattoir of Slain Deities. Go support this. And I'm going to conclude this video. I'm going to leave you some selected links to some of the bands I talked to you about in this video, and I will also leave you a link to the new Standard Elite web store where you can purchase physical copies of everything that I showcased in this video. There's also shirt and merchandise options available if you want to represent this band and support them however you're able to. You're definitely going to be making a difference once you buy something from New Standard Elite. I believe in 2017 this band is going to be embarking, this label is going to be embarking on another US tour. The bands are yet to be determined, but I'm optimistic that there will be some great things to come, and of course 2017 will be an even stronger year for this label ahead. So if you happen to have heard any of these releases or own any of these releases, definitely let me know what you think and how you feel about them. I'm going to conclude this video. Have a great rest of your weekend. Yeah. Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for checking out my channel. Until next time, Armijo out. Gotta learn to be better with these outros.